Challenge. Eat all this without drinking anything. As you can see, plenty I could drink. That's limonada de, ¿cómo se llama? Rosada. El, no sé cómo se dice challenge en español. Voy a tratar de no tomar eso mientras está bien picoso. Terminar la comida entera sin tomar nada. Like literal jalapenos in here. Hay literalmente jalapenos acá adentro. Yeah, I just pulled the bed. Could I make it without eating? I mean, I'm without drinking. It is very spicy. Then again, I'm a masochist. It's really good. Okay, new challenge. Count to 20. And I'm really spiced. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez, nueve. Okay, de nuevo. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so I made it 20. Could I make it to 40, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 22, 23, 24, 25. My tongue is like really burning. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. It's burning, but I can still deal with it. Like I have my tongue is kind of weird. Um, but yeah, should I partake in? This is not my house per se, so like I don't know where the cups are. I know there's one over there, but I have to wash it. since I got burned yesterday. I've been kind of weary about water. But yeah, it was mostly vegetables and stuff like that. Um, I'm too lazy to edit the video of me cooking the meal. Anybody who wants the pieces and edit it, that on my friends list, obviously, and they're more than welcome to do it. But which one should I go for? 'Cause I feel like having one. This one is ooh peanut butter. Everything goes to hell with peanut butter. Yeah, that's my pill. Ugh, I still have more pills than that. Oops. From cooking. I did lose a lot of weight. This used to fit. It doesn't really fit anymore. But these pants also don't really fit anymore. But you're gonna be like Candy, then why the fuck are you eating cookie? Cause I want to, bitch. I deserve a cookie once in a while, or two, or three. I'll say if I worked my ass off. Let me have some peace and quiet. I usually have my hair in pigtails, but the donuts, I don't know how to say it in English. The hair pinchos, let's see if I can think about the name. The hair, not follicles. Um, pins? That's the closest word I could come up with in English. I'm a linguist, but sometimes words just elude me. I found the word elude rather than freaking hair, not extensions. Hair, I don't need extensions. I already have a lot. Hair, like, it's pretty thick. And I have to wash my hair anyway, so I don't care if I'm touching it right after a meal. Um, hair pins, hair ties. The hair ties are both wet, so I don't have hair ties really. So there's that. But yeah. I guess this channel's gonna turn into like, let's see what Candy cooked. Let's see what Candy cooked next. So, on what Candy is eating. Um, like, I'm gonna try to eat healthier stuff, but it was mostly vegetables for fuck's sakes. It was like 80% vegetables, the rest meat, and I barely eat meat. I'm gonna have to get some baking soda right after this. I'm dying. Blame the Seventh Day Adventist Church. Any ex Seventh Day Adventist here, you will know what I'm talking about. Meat and us just do not mix. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this one for later. 'Cause I'm full. So, this one for my church, stuff like that. It's biblical practices for faithful living. It's a adult reflection guide. Well, I thought bring all my loves together, my books and food, and let's just talk about it. I was supposed to go Sunday class this weekend, but I had deep pain and I wasn't able to go and stuff like that. So I'm gonna read the introduction because I could do it. Wait, silence this music. Okay, that was pretty nice music. It's called Patchwork Toxin, and I'm gonna keep that for my stomach is already hurting, and it's not the spice, it's the meat. For those who freaking don't believe me that I have stomach issues because of meat. Yeah. So, introduction, and I suck at reading. I'm a reader and a writer, but I suck at doing it. So, practice makes perfect. I'm gonna read random books out loud. You're welcome. Okay, so the book is called Go Tell, and it's Follow Me Biblical Practices for Faithful Living. Okay, sorry, it's kind of raining and so whatever. So, introduction. Okay, I need Flonase. I'll get it later. So if you guys see boogers, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to basically everything. So, following Jesus is a lifelong journey where we learn to do what Jesus said and did. It takes more than the head checking off boxes of belief. It even takes more than the heart feeling deeply about another person or cause. Following Jesus is about these things and more. It is also about doing, and it takes practice and even more practice. No, even more. I added that and more practice. We are not practicing for perfection, however, um, but practicing to put faith and love into action. As we explore faith practices, we are diving into the essence of what makes us Christian. Those who follow the one who practiced what he preached. Follow Me. Biblical Practices for Faithful Living is a curriculum that spans 36 units over 3 years. Holy shoot! Helping people of all ages follow Jesus. This study is for lifelong Christians and those beginning to ask questions. Each unit centers around something Jesus told his followers to do. Take a look at the list of practices. You will notice many familiar words associated with the Christian faith. And to be honest, just being a good person. Okay. Jesus, however, took these well known behaviors, feelings, and attitudes and showed those around him, people throughout history, and us today, how we can love God and love others. In each unit, my hand's itching now. I'm not gonna scratch it normally because maybe that's good luck. Okay. Where that? Where's that? Okay. In each unit, aspects of practice are explored. Biblical biblical stories illustrate them and how the Christian community has understood them through more than 2,000 years. More importantly, there are ample opportunities for you to practice these actions, both individually and in the community. Some other Bible some other Bible studies may overwhelm us with complex matters of doctrine and a list of perspective behaviors. What we should believe and how, sorry, and who can, okay, and who can belong to our community. But followers of Jesus are attached to him because of his actions. He welcomed everyone, he spoke the truth to power, and he invited all to follow him to God. It was much later, after following him, that some believed he was indeed the Messiah, God's messenger, the Christ. Faith develops as we practice following what Jesus did, embodied and taught. A foundational essay is in this unit's practice. Okay, oops, sorry. A foundational essay on this unit's practice is included in each age level each age level fuck sorry each age level leader's guide, the congressional guide, and both adult reflection guide. It is written by a biblical expert with both the learned and the new explorer in mind. It provides the deep plot and yet is quite understandable. It is bonus reading that we think you will enjoy. Many of these ideas are reflected upon the sessions of the units. May this study and your practice of faith strengthen you and help you live a life of discipleship. Okay? This is discipleship. Yeah, I think that's it. So this is what the book looks like. And so now it says here, growing faith resources creates curricula. Wow, never heard of that word, but I mean I know what it means, but like curriculum, like I guess it's Latin. Um, Other resources for all ages to use with congregations. In print by the Presbyterian Publishing Corporation. Following Faith Resources has a long-standing tradition of quality materials for each of. Okay, sorry. Growing Faith Resources has a long-standing tradition of quality materials for use in ministry. Our YouTube channel, which we are on YouTube, it's bit.ly. I think that's /F, capital F, capital M, YouTube. It's not, YouTube is not capital, it's just regular YouTube. GFR, which are capitals, provides educational videos featuring our resources and helpful content that supplements our curricula. So I'm gonna end up putting them in the description guide, obviously, because this is not my book. These are not my words. These are the words of the Follow Me series. So this was given to me by my church. So let's read one more page, or at least like till this page, and then we will be done for now. Thank you for being patient with me. Okay, Go Tell, Unit Overview. The practice of go and tell is quite simple. Someone who cares about other people and wants what is best for their lives, shares with them good news of what God has done and is doing in Jesus Christ. Sharing the gospel does not involve high pressure persuasion, sophisticated arguments, or browbeating people with fear tactics. It is rather sharing a gift of love. The Sri Lankan pastor D.T. Niles, who spent his life proclaiming the gospel, famously said, evangelism is witness. It is one beggar telling another beggar where to get food. Mark tells us Jesus came to Galilee proclaiming the good news of God. Mark 1:14. Jesus did not come as a builder of schools, an organizer of neighborhoods, a planner of congregations, basically a social worker, uh, a chair of community empowerment agency, a founder of hospitals, of all these good things and more, whoever came as a result of his ministry. Need drinky. That looks ugly. So, see here. He came instead as a preacher, a proclaimer, as one who announced the realm of God. Jesus understood his role to be his defining mission. When people of Capernaum searched for Jesus, who taught, healed, and cast out demons in their village, and tried to press him into saying, Jesus, what? And press him into staying. Oh, yeah. Jesus refused, insisting instead um, on keeping his focus on proclamation. I must proclaim the good news in the kingdom of God to other cities also, he said, for I was sent for this purpose. Luke 4:43. All the aspects of Jesus' ministry, his teaching, his healing, his forgiving of sin, his feeling the his feeding, not feeling. Well, I'm sure he did feel them because he touched their heads. But like his feeding the hungry, his sending out the disciples, express this core mission to announce the realm of God. As Christians, what is our responsibility and calling to share the good news? How do we do so in a way that invites people to experience what we have seen and heard? There is so much to explore as we consider what it means to go and tell, to announce the realm of God. Here are aspects of here are four aspects that will help focus our study. Number one, tell the right story. If we're going to share the story of Jesus, we need to be clear about what the story actually is. Too often, Christians have wrapped the gospel into something far different from what it is, the radical, liberating love of God for all people. Number two, break the good news. Remember that the gospel is news. For those of us who are living in a Christian dominated culture, it is easy to forget just how earth shattering the gospel is. Telling the story of our faith means that we must come to terms with what has happened to us because of the gospel and how it has changed our lives. Number three, join the chorus. Oh, just kidding. We proclaim the gospel to redeem the world and build up the church. The gospel is more than just a good story. We tell it because it has the power. We tell it because it has the power to save us, to make a real difference in this world. Sorry, to make a real difference in the world. Potato, potato. Uh, tell. Okay, number four. Tell of hope within you. Be ready to give account of what hope within you. Of okay, get be ready to give account of the hope within you. If we have indeed been changed by the gospel, if we have been giving hope, been giving hope, we must prepare ourselves for sometimes vulnerable acts of sharing our stories. Indeed, I actually would like to invite anybody who wants to share their story to do so, because I want to hear different types of stories. Okay, so what images does the word evangelism evoke? Is it invoke? Invoke? Evoke? Tell me. Okay. Number two, do you picture a street corner preacher shouting out the passerbys? Televangelist preaching on the television audience? A Sunday school teacher telling the Bible story to a group of children? Friends sharing their lives over coffee? A testimony offered in worship? Which, talking about like coffee and all stuff like that, I've actually went to like a bar and like had conversations about Jesus Christ in the bar because my church used to do that often. So we would drink a pint and like talk about God, or we would go to Starbucks and drink some coffee and talk about God in public. And a lot of people actually like the idea, but I can't drink anymore, so. But yeah, like it's fun going out and talking about Jesus in places you wouldn't expect. So, where and when, okay, so where, when, and from whom did you learn the good news of Jesus? Okay, let's see. Try that for size. Um, I was young. I learned how to do language using the Bible. I learned Spanish through it. I learned English through it. And I learned some Korean also through it. Um, but there's this lady called Christina who was my babysitter, and she would take me literally to prisons to proclaim the word of God, you know, to prisoners in there. Like I'm not talking about just like misdemeanors. No, I'm talking about the big ones. So people who are death row, people who did a lot of things to other people and hurt other people, and they ended up finding Christ and literally crying. These people like literally would cry, and they would beg her to bring me over because like I had a way with words ever since I was little. So they used to call me the walking encyclopedia. But um, yeah. So there's that. In what ways have you shared good news with someone else right now? But I also share it in face to face. Also share it on Discord. If anybody wants to join my Discord server, I will be putting the link up, or at least message me about it or something if I forget to put the link up. But like, actually, more like I need to know you first before I add you to my server. Yeah, that's more my style. I just don't willingly add people to my life. Okay, how do you use this guide? How do you use this guide? Okay, follow me. Adult reflection guides are designed in flexible way for readers based on your interests and learning preferences. Make this work for you. The goal is to deepen your knowledge and enlightenment of the practice and connection to the Bible and Christian life. There are several ways to use this guide. Depending on your time and your interest, you can build the foundational essay, which takes a deep scholarly dive into the practice, and then dabble. Oh, I love that word. Dabble in the 4 seasons of this guide, selecting parts selecting parts you wish to explore, or don't read the foundational essays and spend more time working through the 4 seasons in here. If you're in a study group, be guided by the adult learner's guide. Whatever you do, write notes in this guide to help you return over time. So yeah, um, it's like so that's the book and stuff. Thank you very much for listening. We will have more stories. I'm sleepy. More books coming up. Please keep tabs on the channel. There is I've been around for quite a few years on YouTube, so I plan to try to be more active. Keyword is try. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. My sharkies, my little sharkies are like, yeah. Oh, we'll work on it. Cause we'll work on it. I am so sleepy. I need to do things. Okay, bye.